Hello, city. Hello, world. And welcome to another installation of the Gospel Jazz Connection. Yes, this is D-Nice. And you're here with me. And you're here with our girl, the hostess with the mostest, Makita. So let's just take a peek at Makita right quick. Say hey, Makita.
Hey.
Okay, good. So we've got some stuff we're going to talk about today. Great topics, great issues, because this is what we do each and every week on Gospel Jazz Connection. We just set it off.
Yeah.
And what we want to do today is I really want to start out, and I'm going to take it upon myself. I want to start out with a little of Makita's music because, for those that don't know, she's been with just about any artist of renown out there. She's either opened for them, did backup vocals. She's done her thing out in the music industry, and she produces, she writes, she arranges, she sings, she does it all. She's a hostess of this show, co-host with me. She hosts 3 television shows now that I've created and we're doing on 4 Point Media LLC, as well as we can see later in the archives from here, which would be ktym.media. So I hope you guys are getting up on who Makita is. And this is how we do it on the Gospel Jazz Connection. So for the next 60 minutes, you're going to be following us in our conversations. This is music and conversations, what we do, because we play the music and we do the conversations you love to ask and hear about. So we have a number here, 323 in the studio, 521-8960. So, we want you to shout us out, talk about what you want to talk about. If there's something that you just want to chime in on, something you want to refute, hey, that's on you. You know what I'm saying? But we're having a good time here. So I sit back and say, I suggest to you to sit back for the next 60 minutes and watch with your ears. We're going to hear Makita, a couple of her songs, and then she'll come back and talk about that on the Gospel Jazz Connection.
Dating over 40, you're in, Eddie. Hey, baby. I just love the way you love me. Yeah.
I love you for loving me the way you do. There's no other love like you. I thank you for loving me the way you do. This love is pure divine, I'm sure.
Since you've come into my life, my spirit's so free.
Spirit so free.
You have brought me so much joy. You make me so happy.
I'm looking forward to what everyone has to say. You can type it in or you can call us. It's up to you. Ask whatever you will. I can't wait to discuss. Right now we're listening to a couple of tunes, and then we're going to go in. What's good, Gwen? Hi, my beautiful sister. I miss you. Hi, baby. I love you. Yeah, so I'm excited. I'm excited to hear about, I talk to my girls. I always get to talk to my girls, but this past week, it's tough, Ed. Why is it tough? Why do you say it's tough, dear? Look, Willie Beeman, you tell me why it's rough dating over 40 right now.
Well, you tell him you got to say something for the show. Now, for those that are watching the show live on ktym.media right now, you may be wondering, who's she talking to? She's also doing a Facebook Live in here.
Yes, we go live every Friday.
Yeah, so they're probably looking, going,
all around gets to hear what D-Nice is putting on the table. Look, I'm throwing him under the bus.
Right.
What D-Nice is throwing on the table. But but I think it's just been a beautiful conversation that we've been having pretty much this last week.
Right. And so you know what I'm saying? No, as you're talking to them right now, we have your voice going out on it too. on the live also. So then I had to explain that
Yeah.
because those seeing you looking to the side and
I
talking and saying,
know.
okay, so it's a twofold thing we're doing right
I
now. We're
know,
doing
'cause I'm
Facebook
looking at
Live
three different
and that's
cameras.
exactly correct. So we're
Yeah.
doing two things at one time. So guys, she's not tripping in here, okay? So that's what we're doing. We're doing so for the Facebook Live family. This is D Nice saying, hey, what's going on with you? This is what we do each and every week. Drive time on KTYM down here with Gospel Jazz Connection. And so what we're doing was really we're just going to just take a quick little break because I want to hear the words and the music of Nikita in the background, and then we'll come back and we'll kick off our conversation about dating over 40. So let's sit back for a minute. I'm gonna put these mics down so I can hear the music. All right, so we'll be right back.
I'm hearing some good stuff.
Okay.
I'm hearing.
Hold on.
Oh,
Let's
okay.
hear, I want to hear your music.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah. Oh, okay.
Bye.
The bench you put up with it when I didn't have a 6 with 20 inches on it. I pray for peace in my life and you gave me the dream. So I thank you every day for putting you up on my team. Each and every day the devil's up in my face. I got my breastplate of righteousness beating the case. Loyalty, honesty, and dedication. Things didn't happen overnight, they took a lot of patience. One of a kind, that's why I call you the rock. We a family, I'll never let the ball drop. Just keep my faith in Jehovah in everything I do. And I'ma stay blessed, cause I'm blessed with you.
I love what you do for me when you do what you do when you do it for me. I love it. Yes, I love it. I love what you do for me when you do what you do when you do it for me. I love it. Ooh, I love it. I love what you do for me when you do what you do when you do it for me. I love it.
I love it. Yes, I love it.
I love what you do for me when you do what you do when you do it for me. I love it.
Oh,
Yes,
I love the way you love me.
I
I love the way you the way you love me, the way you keep me. Lord, I just love it. Oh, I love it. I love the way, just love the way, you love me. No one else can do me like you do. When you do.
That song is about God and being loved humanly as well.
Right, okay. For those that are just joining us, this is Gospel Jazz Connection, and we're listening to something called, what was the name of the first one?
That song is called "The Way You Do."
Okay, and this one we're listening to is called,
Whoa, let me see.
let me hand you the
you
CD.
playing? What are you
It
playing?
just jumped on what was
D-Nice?
next. It just jumped on what was next.
Oh,
So-
it did?
Yeah. So meantime, let's do this. Let's take a shot and go back and talk about preempting. Hold on. Let me do this.
They're kind of long.
Okay, let's do this. Let's sit back for a minute and let's talk about what was on that last song that motivated and inspired you, because it's all in context to where we're at right now. So let's talk about the last song that we just heard.
Okay, that song is called "The Way You Do." The Way You Do was like, it was twofold. I was talking to the Father first, of course, and it was about, man, like, the way you love me is uncomparable. It's unmeasurable. I can't compare it to anything or anybody. It's beyond unconditional. You know what I mean? So, and that's what it's about. And I was saying to him, that's the kind of love I had to have in human form.
Okay.
I wanted him to love me through, human. Yeah, that man, that right one, the one that was right for me.
Okay, I got you. All right. So I like the whole CD. I like both CDs. And so,
you.
I just often ask an artist, what were they thinking about, or what was touching them when they were putting the package together.
Yeah.
And so that was what I was interested in, finding out where you were spiritually and what it was that speaks to you. Because there's a song, we may hear it one way, but then there's a way that you put it out there.
Exactly.
And so it's good to be able to get with the artist and say, okay, where were you at?
Yeah,
What were you
people's
saying?
perspective is very important.
Right.
You know, where each and every person is and where they're coming from.
Right.
It's important.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You got to find out what your audience likes to keep in.
Yes, sir.
Keep in front of them. That's just the way it goes nowadays.
Yes, sir.
In the music industry. So now, going back, because now that preempted our conversation.
Okay.
We had a chance to, on the television show that we have created and started, and it's flowing pretty
Yeah.
good, which is Relationship Reboot.
Yes.
And you host that show, and you had a couple of young men on there that
I
were
have
talking
my
about.
awesome Richard Harrison
Okay.
and Edward Morton.
Shout out, Richard.
Shout
and
out
Edward.
to my dudes, you know, writer, director, Ed, and author, actor is Richard. I mean, these guys are incredible, and they're both amazing. Like how I feel about you. I think you're this extremely multi-talented, creative being, spiritually minded, and these are the type of men that I wanted women to see, that they still exist. Beautiful, strong kings, every shade, y'all are just as beautiful. And I thought that was a beautiful thing for us to display and to hear from the male perspective. You know, I mean, we had Ricky Lake growing up. We had what was it, Sarah Jesse Raphael. We had Ricky Lake,
Right.
Oprah. We had it all. Jenny, I forgot her last name, but we had all these shows, and you could hear, you know, the woes and what women were dealing with. But I really wanted to hear how men were feeling and,
Right.
and what they've been going through. And I wanted women to be able to ask what it is that, you know, our brothers need. What do you need from us? And I think that's very important for all of us to take a moment to hear one another.
Right.
You know?
Because there's a lot that's left unsaid and left on the table. And during relationships, let's say whether you're early courting, starting a relationship, or if you're in between relationships or whatever, it's important that people hear what is being said, and like I look for it, or what the things that people are not saying.
Yes.
Because that's very important. There are people out there in a relationship that are hurting,
Right.
and they don't know how to express it to the other one, or they're like, well, he's always working, or she's always working and having a
Right.
hard day, and I don't want to upset them more by really letting my feelings, so they're bottling up these
Yeah.
emotions.
Yeah.
And when they're in a time and place to where they're by themselves, then they have total meltdowns.
Right.
And they wonder why. It's because you've allowed it to amass time after time, situation after situation. And that's why it's the baggage, to where there are some people out there that leave and come into a new relationship, talk about baggage. They've got the whole Samsonite collection.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, how did that happen? But if you stop by and go back and
Right.
find out where it stemmed from,
Right.
whether it came from earlier times within the home, because with a young lady, the first exposure to a man that they'll ever get is the father.
Our daddy.
And
Yes.
so if the father is lacking
Yeah.
in any wherewith form, mentally,
Yeah.
physically, or spiritually, that's the first niche, because that's the first sign of what a man's supposed to look like in their life.
That's true.
So if that is not separable and distinguished
Right.
at an early age, then you're left floundering around and having to go to your girlfriends to find out, and you don't know what kind of issues they have too.
That's
so
true.
it's expounding the issues and not trying to get to the root of it and find out what it is and how to get rid of it. And so by the time they get into later life, when it's the college experience or this experience or that experience, then they're totally just floundering and playing hit and miss. You know, the bad boy syndrome, because everybody says the bad boys. And then let me tell you, the bad boys, you go down the Forest Lawn any day of the week, you'll find all the bad boys you can find.
know.
You'll also find all the geniuses there, because those are where people go before they have fulfilled their dreams, desires, and aspirations.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Dying young.
Yes, sir.
So there's a lot of waste going on. We've got to find out where the problem's coming from.
And we have to stop wasting the time.
Truly.
What I did was, of course, I was widowed. So when I was widowed, I freaked out. I was like, oh my God. First of all, I'm a single mother again.
Right.
I had just had a baby not too long ago. So it was a lot of things that weighed on my spirit. And when I finally, it took me a couple of years to allow myself to go back and start dating. And when I did, one of the main things that I was dealing with was, I think a lot of gentlemen were intimidated that I had a home, I had a car, I had children, I was okay. You understand what I'm saying? I ain't got a mansion and a yacht, contrary to popular demand. But you know what I mean? But
I thought you
know
did.
what I'm saying? But I'm doing good. And what hurt me was gentlemen were like, you don't need me. And I'm like, oh my God, when are you gonna understand that women are strong and we bust our butts to have greater because we have to, not because we want to. I had to rise above everything I was feeling. My emotions did not matter at the time. What I was going through did not matter at the time. What mattered at the time is I had a new daughter and I had to work and I had to take care of my household.
Right.
So, I'm not the type of person that say, well, they ain't hiring. I will go anywhere. I'll work anywhere. I don't even limit myself to the United States. I'll get on a plane and go work in London. I'll work in Italy. Everyone knows I work in Japan.
Right.
So it doesn't, you know what I mean? It doesn't, Africa, the Caribbean, I go all over, wherever it takes to do what needs to be done. So when a gentleman to say that you don't need me, that's so not true. Stop making it about things. Make it about the fact that that pillow is warm, but it does not pray for me, hold me in the middle of the night. It can't be my companion.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It can't help run my home with me. It can't say, baby, take a break today. You know what I mean? So for anyone to think that we women don't need them. Now, I know we got some sisters. I know we got some, I'm sorry, y'all, that do the, I don't need a man, just give me my coins. You understand?
Right.
I'm sorry, I'm just not that chick. Never
Right.
have been, never will be. So I don't think from that realm. So men that approached me had to understand that I'm a grown woman. You understand what I
That's
mean?
correct,
I'm a grown woman. So we can't play around. I'm too grown to be your girlfriend. You understand? I'm too grown. That was 16. I was a girlfriend. I thought that was fly when I was 16. Am I right? Hi, Tanya. Am I right, boo? You're a girlfriend when you're 16. So now it's time to grow up and figure it out. If you want to be in a relationship that's going to go somewhere, say that right off the cuff. If you just want some BCs, some booty calls, and the simple things, say that too. Instead of playing the games, what we don't have is those hard conversations that need to be had by grown people, by the grown folk that it just need to have a conversation. Okay, are you down? Some women want that. Some women don't want to be tied down. Some women do want to be tied down. Some brothers don't want to be tied down, and some do.
Right.
So we need to stop these childish conversations and keep it real with one another. We shared on the TV show. I was dating a gentleman for almost a year, and then found out he was married. Who does that? And
I'm not me. I'm not laughing at your situation. It's just real.
He almost got cut 3 times.
Right.
What?
Right. Yeah.
Listen, don't call me
Right.
the queen and treat me like a peasant. Don't do that.
Right.
Because the real queen will resonate, and I will say off with your head.
Right.
That was not cool.
Wow.
Almost a whole year. But his wife was in another state. So therefore, there was no way I could run into her or see her. Hiya, Pora. Yeah. So these are the things that we really have to stop playing games with one another. I mean, both males and females. I don't want you to pay my bills
Right.
if I can't help you pay yours. How about
Wow.
that? What
Yeah.
do you feel?
Well, you know what? Okay. Okay, all right, okay. See, when we come in here, we just talk real.
We just talk real, babe. This
and like I
ain't
said,
no
we go back.
script.
Like I tell people, peanut butter and jelly. You know what I'm saying? We
Yes.
first met. We just clicked, and we just became. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
That Bonnie and Clyde team.
And you know
we
it.
were a part of the music scenario at the time. You know what I'm saying? And you were. You know what I'm saying, not only opening for different artists, but you were also working with different artists.
Yes.
One of them, Tina Marie. And at the one convention, you had Tina there. And I saw the way that you guys clicked as musicians, and
She
it was
was
really a
my
good
heart.
thing. And I saw the way that people came at you, the guys came at you and whatever. And, you know, but when the cameras weren't rolling and the lights were out and so then I was able to learn a lot from you because, like I
Yeah.
told somebody, you know, I came from a loving family, so I knew what love was when it becomes a family
Yeah.
unit.
Yes.
I had a daughter,
Yes, you
and
did.
I
A
knew what
beautiful
love
self.
is as a father to daughter.
Yes.
But you know, I never knew what love was when it comes down to relationship.
Yes.
And like, I don't mind telling anybody along the way. You were that girl that taught me what love was all about because you taught me
I
what
love you.
godly love was.
I love you.
You know,
are so
to where we
awesome.
could be somewhere and just really chill without having to
Thank
think that
you.
we had to just kick it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You my
And-
dude, though.
Yeah, and there it was. I mean, it was real talk, and we could just be anywhere. And people just thought we were a couple, but like I said, we didn't have to. You know what I'm saying? All the time, just say, okay, this is what it's all about, or define
Right.
it, because people could see that it was a godly scenario.
Oh, yeah.
And so that was the purity in it. And I didn't think
Yeah.
it was ever because I mean, there's a difference between lust and love, and a lot of
Gotcha.
brothers will never get to that point because they never understand that.
You're so right.
Every time you look at a woman, it's like God milk.
Yes.
And so, you know, I was able to back off, and now it's been a blessing because now working with the Women of Promise organization, like I've been doing for years,
Mm-hmm.
I'm able to work with powerful women that trust me with their whole life,
'cause I'm
everything,
one
that are
of them.
married and
I
all of it,
trust you.
that trust me no matter what. And because they know that they don't have to worry about me trying to get at them.
Right.
My thing is, a long time ago, I saw the baggage that women were carrying, and I
Yeah.
just listened to some of the situations and watched the situation you went through, some of the other young ladies or whatever,
Right.
and I said, you know what, I got to give an account for my soul of what I do in this body, and I'm not going to go out being that guy
Yes.
that adds any more baggage to anybody.
Gotcha.
If anybody working with women's organizations, I'm going to show you where you can talk to other women that have gone through similar situations that'll show you how to leave that baggage alone.
Yes.
Okay, and that's what it's all about. If I can be that example to a woman of what a man should look like in their life, whether it be a father,
Right.
a son, whether it be
Right.
a brother, whether it be an uncle, whether it be
Right.
a lover, whether it be a husband, if I can give them that kind of definition
Yes.
of what's expected, opening doors, being a gentleman,
Yes.
then I've done my part.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
You have.
And oftentimes I tell people, you know what I'm saying, that it's like when you saw Lucille Ball at one time when they were working in the candy place and she was sticking in some of the candy because she
Yeah.
was moving too fast.
Too fast.
Sometimes I feel like I'm in a candy store and I can't touch the candy,
Yes.
but yet still I'm seeing all this beautiful candy and delicious chocolate going in the box.
Got
so
it.
you've got to be able to be man enough to understand
Uh-oh,
that
somebody
everything you're dealing with is not for you.
I understand.
But you will be accountable for the way that you deal with that person spiritually, mentally, and physically.
You're right.
So if you go about it the right way, the godly way,
Yes.
and uplift them and be that man in their life that they need at that time, because you don't know what they're getting out of situations you're getting out to.
That is
and
so
if you're
true.
going to prolong the situation by being something, but then again, here's another secret. In you and watching you in the way that you knew everybody in the industry, imagine if it had been a different way in the relationship and it would not have worked.
Right.
And it would have been like, tell a woman, it would have been all over the line,
Yes.
all over the world,
Yes.
how I was to
Yes.
you if I was wrong. You see what I'm
Right,
saying?
right.
And
I
so
feel you.
that's what it was. But being that we had the relationship like that, I don't have to worry about it because I'm going to treat you right. I'm going to treat
Yeah,
every woman
you
I do
always have.
right.
20-some
Because
years now.
I will have a time when people will be in the same room at one
Yeah, I
time. And that guys don't understand. Guys, let me listen to you and talk to you. There will be a time when you will be in that spot where everybody's going to be in the same room at the same time. And
Yes.
that's when the truth's going to come out. Oh, that guy did this. Oh, you know that guy. Oh, you know what I'm saying? So what you do is going to come to light. So you got to protect your image.
My
protect
Richard just
your
popped
original.
on the line. Yeah,
You
you
know what I'm
got
saying?
to.
You got to. Who's that on the line
Richard
right now?
just popped up on
Who's
the
that?
line.
Let me see
Did
who
he run? Did he run?
Hold on. Let me see who's this on the line right quick.
Okay, we
Hold
have
on.
somebody on the phone.
Do I got somebody on the line? Who's this on the line? Oh, it's okay. They'll call back.
Oh, okay.
Okay, whoever it is out there that just called, please call me back. Okay.
All right, Richard, we're following up from our episode Dating Over 40 on Wednesday.
Yeah. So
all right, post in, give a question so we can keep it on the platform.
we're gonna stand. And so the brothers there, like I said, they were humorous because they were putting out the kind of women and whatever. They did a great show. They did a great show.
Yeah, they did do a great show. I was so proud of them.
Yeah, they did a great show.
Those are my kings. I love those men. They
So
are
that's-
amazing, so smart, so freaking full of knowledge and just creative but that's who and what I always want to surround myself with.
I don't want to lose this call. Let's see who's going.
Okay.
Okay, let's see who this is. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Hello. Hello. Are you there?
Hello?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yeah, this is, hey, what are you doing? This is Richard.
Oh, this is Richard on the phone.
Hi, Richard.
Hey, Makita, how you doing? You know I had to call in and support my queen?
Okay, so can we hear Richard? Okay, let me put up a little bit. Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay,
Hello?
good. No, I got to make sure that you're close to the phone to where we can hear you over here.
Yes.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah, because as close as you can get to the phone, we need to be able to hear every word you say because I would know it's important. So go ahead and holler at us.
Okay, how do I sound now?
Okay, that's good. Go ahead. Talk to us.
Good. Hey, Makita, how you doing? You know I had to call in to support my queen.
Deep in. I'm going to put the cans back on.
Uh-oh, you got to. Can you hear it?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, Makita, can you hear him?
Say again, brother.
Yeah, I can hear you now. Yeah, I can hear you better now.
Okay, honey. What's good? Talk to me.
Oh, well, I had to, wanted to call in and continue. I know we had a great conversation yesterday about, dating over 40 and
Yes.
some of the challenges and some of the things that you can run into out there. And I thought you asked a lot of good questions,
Thank you.
and it was very enlightening. But the one thing I want to say is that as challenging as dating over 40 can be, because at this point people are set in their ways.
Right.
We got a lot of mileage on us. We've been through a lot, most of us.
Yes.
And we have a short, patience for things that we may have a little bit more patience on earlier in life. But the one thing I've come to understand is that patience is really key, when we're at this age. We really got to be able to understand that people are going to come with different stories, different backgrounds.
Right.
And, we're going to have to be really empathetic and sympathetic to the person that we want to date and hopefully that we can be with, have a long-term relationship with. So, I'm really cheering for the black relationship. I think that the black family is, I hate to say it's like a kind of in a crisis because not enough of us are married.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Black women are the last ones married and the first ones divorced. And I'm really, I grew up in a single home.
Right.
So I understand that a lot of black women have been through a lot as well with us. So I'm just cheering for you guys. I love how strong you are, especially you. I mean, you are just such a good example of what a black woman is and what a black woman should
my
be. So.
King. I am honored. I am humbled. Every time you speak, your vibration just permeates my spirit. I want you to be encouraged and I'm telling you, and I'm a constantly say it, we are still out here. There are so many wonderful, wonderful queens out here, and they are they're praying for you. You understand? They're praying for someone like you, and they just don't know. And I think because most of us have been so broken, I think on both sides of the fence, that we change our paradigm. And whatsoever a man thinketh, so is he. So if you think there's no more good brothers out there, there's no more great men over 40, they just want to be 25. If you put that in your mind, that's what you receive. Whatever you put out, you get it. You feel me?
That's right.
And so I know that, and that's the main reason why, I even wanted to call on Ed and Richard D, is because, like I always said, they remind me so much of you. They just had just this power, this creativity, this confidence, this beauty. I just think all of you, I'm surrounded by amazing, creative, powerful men. And I know that a lot of sisters have been wounded and we think that, no, it doesn't exist anymore, but you do. You're still here. you know. And a lot of times we just gotta get off all these high horses. I think, man, a lot of times, you know, we gotta stop expecting somebody to save us and take care of us. You have to do that with you and your Creator. Am I right? How do you
That's
feel
real.
about that?
That's real, because like I said, in the long run, you're responsible for what you do
Yeah.
and what you don't do also.
Yeah,
So
I
if you're
can't
not
expect
building, you're tearing down.
Exactly.
Straight up.
Yeah. I mean, have you found that out as well, Richard, that women just expect you to save them and want you to do it all?
Absolutely, absolutely. And you always hear, well, you know, I want you to complete me, or I want you to make me happy. Your happiness is totally your own responsibility.
Say that.
My job is not to disrupt your happiness at this stage in our life, because I think it's not a woman's job to make Richard happy. You know, I'm supposed to do whatever I need to do in my life to already be complete and already be happy when I come to you as a man and say, hey, let me be your king, let me
Yes.
protect you, let me
Yes.
keep you safe,
Yes.
let me be, you know, the person that you come to when you feel in a certain kind of way.
Right.
And we do this thing together as a team, ride or die for each other. But, you know, and I really come to that realization is that you need to be happy
That's
on your
good,
own
Lord.
already and be ready for me and me the same for you.
Right. I have a post that says, well, how do you feel about like brothers that's just saying, you know, that they're over 40 or 50, but all they want is the girls that are 30 and younger? You know, has that been like a hard thing?
Yeah, you know, I don't. Well, you know, my mother used to always say this: it's easier for an older man because he can go get them 220s.
Yeah.
And a lot of women don't
Yeah.
want to. You know, women
Yeah.
in their 40s don't want to go get a man that's in the 20s, but a man. You know, women date up, men date down.
Right.
So, yeah, in that respect, it does give us more options. But me particularly, I understand that the drama and the youthful indiscretion that you're going to have to deal with.
Right.
So I prefer a mature woman. And a man that's mature and a man that really knows what he wants a woman, a mature woman as well. He don't want no 20-year-old one that hasn't had anything to do anything.
Yeah, I feel that way too. How do you feel
But
about that?
you know what? I've always said, here's my thing. If they love God and put God first, because I've learned to do that, I don't care if she's blind, crippled, and crazy.
You know what?
I'm
What I'm gonna do with you?
I'm just being real, because like I said, you find that there's something there for everybody.
Yeah.
And what it is you want somebody that's going to understand where you're at. You can understand where they're at. You're going to be able to talk at the end of the day and make sense.
Okay.
You're going to be able to talk when you're out in the streets and make sense. You're going to be able to have the same missions, the same statements that coincide with each other. May not mimic each other,
Yes.
but coincide with each other, because it's all about building.
Yes.
And it's kingdom building, so it's relationship building too. And if you're not building somebody up, then somehow somebody's drawing from somebody's energy. Then
That's right.
both parties are not benefiting.
Right.
So that's what you got to be. You just can't be there with. So I mean, myself personally, when I was in the full swing of dating, even when in the college days, you know, I was quick to tell somebody, introduce me to your mama.
That's right.
Because I was the one,
That's
I
right.
wanted a woman that was mature,
Right.
that knew
Yeah.
where she was going, knew where
Right.
she was coming
Right.
from,
Right.
that
Yeah.
knew what madness looked like and wasn't
Right.
going to put up with it. And I
Right.
knew that I was walking in a situation that I don't have to train a woman.
Right,
And
and,
so-
that's what Ed, a post here. Ed was saying that's what he wants. He wants his soulmate, that
Yeah.
woman that he can go to the altar with. He can go, you know, that whole nine, the one that prayer partner.
Yeah.
That, you know, and this is my thing. I used to think, I was like, is there like crazy or stupid put on my forehead? Because it just seemed like I kept getting the same cat in a different body. You know what I mean?
I seen
I was
that.
like, how come this same kind of cat just keeps coming for me? And I'm like, yo, I mean, and you know, Daryl, how many times have we heard, you know, the brothers would be like, you know, the Lord told me you my queen,
Yep.
you understand?
yeah.
And I'm like, dude. And then when we sit down and have that conversation,
Yeah.
we're not on the same page.
Right.
And for me, now that was mandatory. I had to make sure that, hi Sissy, I love you, Linda. You have to make sure that we're on the same page when we're speaking. We had to make sure that we, you know how we talked, Richard, about, I know a young lady and she's a Seventh-day Adventist and her husband is Muslim. I can't do that. Me and my husband, if we can't touch and agree, we can't lose nothing. That's where I am in my spiritual journey.
Right.
That's what only can work for me. But that's why you have to have the hard conversations. We have to ask each other these questions. You know, and I don't care where you go, but I want you to be your own person. I want you to have your own life. But for me, we got to be praying to the same Elohim. We got to. For me, if we're touching and agreeing, that's just the way I was brought up, and it's what I believe. And so I don't want my husband going to the mosque and I'm going to the temple, and we're divided, especially when we're supposed to be yes, Tanya, when we're supposed to be worshiping. I mean, that was a deal breaker for me. I know there are people that can do that, and it's okay. I respect that. But for me, I couldn't do it. I see my buka buka. Hi, Nita. You have to be into that place and space. And yes, sis, I see. Net says that she had different interests and different things, and her husband been together for forever. And yes, they have, because I got beautiful niece and nephew and blah 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 and dogs. But I'm just saying that, for some people, you have to really sit down and have those conversations, because it's about being equally yoked. Tanya, you were right with that statement. It's very important to make sure you're on the same page, because especially when it comes down to rearing children. What if you want the children at the mosque and I want them at the temple? You understand? And
but
what are you saying?
That's one aspect of it. But let's take it a little deeper, my brother, while we have it. Okay. We all want our women to be super fine, 10s and whatever, but yet and still we look like Pillsbury Doughboy, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Or a cat on crack, okay? And we can go out any kind of way talking about we want a woman. Okay, what's weird? What about taking it and making sure that we together? Okay, like I said, because I don't date right now, because I have other things in my life I'm trying to do. I'm working on the company. I'm working on several shows I'm creating.
Right.
I'm working on this show.
Right.
I'm rearing my daughter, my grandson, whatever, and I'm trying to do things at least in order. I don't drink. I don't smoke. I don't party. I don't finger pop. So I'm not hanging out in the club. So like I said, I take care of myself. I go to the gym at least once a week. I try to get there 2 or 3 times because I love the gym. So when a young lady comes to me and she's looking, what do I got to offer her beside, saying I got the Mac? Okay, I got to be able to be ready when I pull my shirt off at the beach. I got to be ready to perform when it's time to do that up and down motion. You know what I'm saying? You got to bring it. So if you want the woman to be together, but you can't get yourself together, then brother, you in the wrong game. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Pippin went out way a long time ago. You know what I'm saying?
Do she need to be a size 6 or
no? Let me tell you something.
Because I'm thick.
But you know what? Here's what it's all about. See, you continue to try to take yourself to another level. You tell me, okay, I'm trying to lose a couple pounds and I'm behind you. I'm working with, but if you say I'm satisfied where I'm at, okay, then it's my choice to say whether I want to deal with it or not.
Right.
But if I say I want to deal with it, then and say for example, down the stream we're working together, and down the stream you say, you know what? I'm watching you work all the time. You slimming and trimming. Let me go to the gym with you. Let my example be the example that you take. You know what I'm saying? Let's enthusiastically push each other to be all that we can be.
Yes.
So that's what I'm talking about, guys. You got to go out there and do the work too. Don't expect the women to do all the work, make all the money or whatever, and you talk about I'm the man. It ain't that kind of party. Let's quit tripping.
You can't lay on the couch and be calling yourself the king of the castle.
No.
We're gonna have a problem.
Yeah.
We're gonna have a major problem if I'm busting my butt and you just chilling and giving orders because you're the man. Listen now, that's where
is
the
that really the man?
has to be.
Is that really a man?
Not.
Thank
that's
you.
a baby boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's Tyrese.
Yeah.
You ain't got to lie. No, you know what I mean? That's Tyrese.
I got you.
That's that moment. You know, that's what's going on there. I mean, I don't mind having the home and doing what needs to do. Yeah, that's right, T. I'll tell you what, girl, we eat. You know, and I and my babies put the curves on me. They really did. They put the extra, especially my daughter. When I had my daughter at 40, you understand, I kick out a baby, and then I got extra curves out of nowhere. And I thought, especially when I was dating, I thought, you know, that might be a problem. You know what I mean? I'm grateful that I carry it pretty well. And I think the type of men that I'm drawn to they don't want a doggy bone. They want something thick. They want something, that'll shade them in the summer and keep them warm in the winter. So, you know, and my guy is not nowhere near any small. My baby's called the truck because he is a truck. And so so his chick had to be a diesel on the side.
Right.
But I mean, but that's another thing, you know, where a lot of cats is like, oh, well, y'all sisters don't take care of your bodies. What? Dude, check this out. First and foremost, every woman don't always have that snapback. That's the first thing that we really got to talk about.
Right.
Because some women don't even, like I said, I never had hips. I was like, where did this come from? I turned 40 and I got hips. I mean, my mother calls me her V8 now. She was like, because I was an athlete, I was a track runner, you know what I mean? I modeled, I did all those things, you know what I mean? So for me to go from I was a size 10, but I was like, I've just been a 10, I think, because of my height. Because even when I was skinny, you know, I was a 10. But now I'm a super 16, and I ain't mad about it.
See, you know how
I'm
far?
Yummy.
But how far are we going? How far do we go back? You know how many years we go back?
Yes.
And you were on point when I met you.
Yes.
You were just fly as they come. You were the flyest thing at Urban Network, and they had a lot of women at Urban Network trying to catch a brother and whatever. Because, like I said, I've always been on swole.
Yes.
And had it together like women wanted.
Right.
But yet and still, so I can pick and choose. And I was watching you, and like I said, even when we used to just roll places or whatever, and everybody looking at whatever, then you was on point. So. You know what I'm saying? You're explaining what happens during time, and during gravity. But see, it happens on both sides. But as long as you're talking about it, it's cool. But if I'm gonna sit back and not do something, I'm gonna talk about maybe you get a little fat or something up in here. Then we got a problem.
Yes.
Okay. Treat like you want to be treated.
See,
Talk real.
But you know what's really crazy? I think I don't know. Maybe I don't know if it's my east side mind. I like a man with something on him.
You gotta have it.
I do. I'm not, going there and slim it down and listen, the same way y'all look and y'all want to hold something, so do we. At least some of us. Am I right, sisters? I mean, some of us want to hold something too.
And then the protection aspect, let's talk about that too. You don't want Pee Wee Herman when you're going somewhere and men are looking at you and disrespecting you, and here's Pee Wee Herman talk about, well, I can't do nothing. Did I do that? No, it's like this. Look at, baby, step back for a second.
Okay.
Partner, let's rock this. Okay, we're going to tear up the whole, in fact, call SWAT. I'm going to give you a 5 minute to call SWAT, because they're going to take one of us out of here in a body bag.
I know, and I told you, I'm a Jersey girl. I'll go ham, mess with something that I love.
You feel me?
If you swinging, I'm swinging with you.
You feel, well, that's hard
and
to
look,
find
I'm
nowadays too.
I'm gonna be asking the Holy Spirit, give me the power to come down on these fools.
Ladies.
If they messing and trying to wreck what I love, and in my face, it's going down.
Ladies, listen
I
to
don't
her.
run.
Ladies,
I go back from war.
Listen to her. We are looking for that ride or die. I don't care what we do, where we at, and what fame and fortune may come or not. Dude, it's always about who's going to be with you in the long run. That's that ride or die.
Oh, yeah.
And so when you find a ride or die, you snatch them up quick, okay?
Yes.
Because thick and thin, when they try to get the vow through thickness and health and all that other stuff, first time you get sick, they like, see ya.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So, no, if you ain't in it for the long haul, don't be in it.
I feel
you got to be bad about it. Like I said,
Right.
I don't date because, like I said, I'm not a dating cat.
I feel you.
When I'm in it for real.
I got
and
you.
you know what I'm saying? So I done played enough, you know what I'm saying, with the people that want to play.
Well,
it's
tell
like,
me
let's do
something,
this.
though. Not to cut you off. And
Yeah.
Facebook too. What is your dream guy or girl? What is your dream? When you think your queen, your woman, who is she?
Well, for me, I tell everybody, I'm gonna know my girl because she's gonna love God more than she could ever love me. And if she fears God, then I ain't got to worry about her stepping out on me. I ain't got to worry about her tripping, because she's gonna put God first. And if I'm along that line, we're all on continuity surfaces and all step of the way. It's not gonna be perfect because nothing's perfect in this life, but it's gonna be as close to God as we can, and that's lovely to me. Like we said before on this, you taught me from a godly perspective what love looked like from a godly perspective, not to where you had to just get it on and do this or do this to prove it, but just we could just be in each other's company and enjoy each other's mind. That's a godly love. And when a woman can bring me a godly love, it's cracking. That's just mine. That's just mine. I'm sticking to it.
Yes, we do, Tanya B. Yes, we do, Boo Boo. It's an amazing thing to know. That's why I know you married 12 years.
Oh, congratulations.
That's right, Boo. Because
that's an eternity compared to today.
It's that Jersey juice. What? They don't know about that Jersey juice. I done brought it to Cali. Woo! Anyway. But for me, it was a man like what you said. He had to have his own relationship with the Most High.
Yeah.
I'm very much a cultural woman. I love everything about our heritage, about our culture. I love everything about God. I love everything about music. I love everything about creativity. And that man had to be that. You understand? But for me, his character, he had to be a man of integrity for me. He had to be a go-getter for his own self.
You know what? Because we're going to have to get out of here in a couple of seconds and get to Sister Dorian. Lady D's on the street, and she just got back. So look here. Let's do this. Rich, why don't you give us your ideal woman, and then we're going to sum up your conversation. You got a couple minutes. We're going to finish your conversation by giving them your email, text messages, phone number, whatever you need to do. See, we're going to play the hookup for a few seconds now. We need to give you the platform, but before you leave, you let them know how they can catch up with a brother. Because I'm sure there's some women out there liking what you say so far. So you got the mic, my brother. Ladies and gentlemen, Richard.
Well, I think, first of all, my ideal woman, first of all, I love God, number one.
Yeah.
And she she takes the time to know who I am and what makes me tick. Because, I've met a lot of women that are in love with the idea of a man, but they're not in love with the man.
Right.
And what I mean by that is, I have a man and I'm not going to be lonely, or I have a man that I'm comfortable with that gives me that, but I'm not interested in really getting to know who he is.
Right.
How to talk, how to communicate to him. Yes. What's his love language? All those types of things so they can get behind me and support me as I get behind them and we hold each other up.
Yes.
I think that's extremely important because I have not found that yet. I have not found that yet. And just a woman, I think, a woman that I'm attracted to that takes care of herself and that wants to come partner with me and we build something together.
Oh, you can?
That's my dream relationship. And then when people see us, they're like, they see us as a power couple.
Right.
They like, man, I want to have a relationship like that. Because we're so in tune to who each other is. I know what makes her tick. She knows what makes me tick. And we can sit down and have conversation, everything about black history, the business, the politics, the family, to whatever. And we're just intertwined as one. That's my dream relationship, and that's what my woman.
Oh, it sounds like
definitely will be.
Okay.
And you could email me at richardharrison41@gmail.com. I'm on Facebook.
Yeah. Richard is saying Harrison. He's on Facebook, family. Richard Harrison on Facebook. He's a wonderful, wonderful wonder. All you awesome women out there that is looking for a beautiful, strong, I put my name on it. And y'all know me, I don't do that. I put my name on it. I love this king. He is amazing in so many ways. Richard Harrison, just conversate. Talk it out. It's so important to take the time to figure out what people need. What you thinking about?
Well, you know what, Richard, I really appreciate you taking the time off, man, on the show and on this one too, man. And hopefully, Absolutely. Like I said, you get a lot of responses, and you can just sit back and make sure that the one you want is your one. Okay. So thanks for joining us on the phone,
so Richard. Thank you so much for calling in, beloved. I love you.
All right, appreciate you, man.
Love you back, sister.
See you soon, darling.
Late.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.
Yep. So there we have it. There.
Is our Lady D coming in today?
Yeah, she is. Tell her to go ahead and reach out to me right now. So let me see.
What he was saying, family, is that, just having that person, they want that ride or die chick, that woman that has their back, that really supports their goals. And so it's so important to have that, and that's what he's looking for. And he said he hasn't found it yet. That woman that he can pray with, learn with, grow with, build with. And that's very important. He wants that woman that's not looking for him to do all the work and want the things, but not know him and take time to spend and loving who he is, not what he can bring. And I think that is so important. I mean, that's realistically in God. God wants that. He's like, that's why he's like, a lot of people are going to say, oh, Lord, Lord, Lord. Listen, I know you said Lord, 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 but I don't know you. Be gone.
Yeah.
That, you know what I mean? And that's the one thing you don't want to hear is be gone. We have to take
That's
the
our
time
Lady D calling
to
in.
do that. That's Lady D.
Lady D, what's going on with you?
What'd you say?
Hey, how you all doing?
We're so good, beautiful. How are you?
I am blessed and highly favored.
I know you are.
Okay, today we're going to do one of those things to where you speak up into the phone so that we can hear you, because we want to hear every word you say. So tell us what's been going on with you, Lady D. What's going on in the world of entertainment?
Just wanted to let everybody know that don't forget the Urban Network, which is next week. But also, I'm looking at here where they're having a spotlight where they're going to do LA Focus on their 21st and First Lady High Tea, which is this Saturday coming, and they're going to honor Debbie Allen.
Oh, beautiful! Debbie Allen is being honored this weekend.
Yeah, and
she's so
it's
deserving.
It's going to be at the Beverly Hilton Hotel,
At the Beverly Hilton
9876 Wilshire.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
If people want to go, they can call in if they want to. 310-677-6011.
At the Beverly Hilton Hotel, Debbie Allen is being honored this Saturday.
Not only Debbie, but her name is Exrana Clayton. Exrana Clayton, she does the Trumpet Award.
Oh, okay. The lady from the Trumpet Awards. Okay. They're both being
civil
honored.
rights leader as well.
Okay.
We really appreciate it. And we can't forget also to add to that one there, the men's conference at Cal State Dominguez Hills tomorrow.
Right.
In Carson. And you're going to have KGLH is one of the major sponsors on that one there.
Yeah.
And you got a lot, for the women looking for some good men, they're saying they're going to be there.
Yeah.
I talked to my boy Lon McHugh, and we all know Lon McHugh from KJLH now. He's there with his motorcycle crew, godly guys riding bikes, and there's a bunch of brothers out there, and there's going to have all-day seminars. It's going to be like some solid brothers down there. So you women that are looking for some good brothers all in one place, that's where you got to go tomorrow. It's going to be all day.
Tomorrow.
Yeah,
I've
been there.
Tomorrow. That's beautiful at the Beverly Hills Hilton, right?
And then the other one, hers, and then the other one is at the Cal State Dominguez Hills.
Oh, Cal State Dominguez.
Dominguez.
That's where you said there's going to be a lot of yummy men.
It's a men's empowerment. So send your guy out there. If you think he needs some help or he needs to tighten up his game, send him out there. They got seminars. They got some of the greatest people in the world out there.
Sis.
You know what I'm saying? So you definitely got to be out there, take your man out there, take your boys out there, because it's going to be an enrichment day for men.
We want to know what's your best relationship advice is being asked online. What would you suggest, Dorian?
Lady D, what's your best dating advice?
Huh?
They want to know what your best relationship advice was. Our audience wants to know.
For dating?
Yes.
Yeah, your best advice.
Pray first and ask God to send you the right person.
She said, pray first and ask God to send you the right person.
Well,
You'll know when it's the right person, because you are going to have a lot in common, and sometimes we pick the one from our heart, but not from what God give us, or what God sent us. And a lot of times that's why we messed up. We unequally yoked. So pray first.
That's correct. Well, we appreciate you, Lady D.
Thank
and
you, Dorian,
we're going to
for
look forward to
calling.
seeing you again next week.
Yes.
Same time, same channel,
Always a pleasure to hear your voice.
doing the 5 minutes
Thank
of fame.
you. Likewise.
All right. God bless. We look
God
forward
bless.
to
We
it.
love you.
All right.
Love
Talk to you soon.
baby.
Shalom.
Bye now.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, so I think that's awesome. I think that's awesome that for me, D, what I had to do, I think what happened is, first of all, I took time to heal.
Right.
I think for the first time in my life. And family, I think that's if I can say anything as far as advice, the first thing that you really need to do before you move forward and get into a new relationship, you need to fall back, take time to heal, purge yourself, and deal with yourself. Deal with what was it about me that even put me in this situation in the first place, that allowed me to deal with what I dealt with in the first place.
Wow.
So you got to check yourself. Inventory is the first step to actually healing and getting it
That's
done.
right. That's right.
Because as long as we point at he did this to me, he did that to me, he, but you chose that he.
Yes, you did.
So you need to check yourself on who you chose.
Right.
And that's what I had to do. I had to fall back and go, okay, all right now, Keita, look at you. Look at you and figure out what all the things that are in you that need to be regurgitated and get it out so that you don't keep picking the same cat
Right.
in a different costume.
Right.
You know, and I learned self-love, and I learned what I deserved and what I didn't deserve. And I made that a statement in my own heart and mind.
Right.
So I'm not that chick that I don't have to chicken neck a brother.
Right.
You ain't gone da-da-da-da. I don't need to holler. I don't need to raise my voice.
Right.
I exit stage left. That's
Easy.
what I do.
Right.
I'm not going to scream and bust your tires and put the air out your
Thank
car,
God.
bust your window.
That's expensive.
That's back in the day.
That's
that
expensive.
was young and dumb when I didn't know no better.
Right.
But as you mature and you grow, you got to look at yourself
Yeah, you do.
and say, it was me that put me here. And so what about me is either going to make a grown behind decision to step off, or you got to deal with the repercussion of your choices by staying there.
And you know, it works the same way with men.
Yes.
Like I say, once again, and putting this in perspective, you know, the reason I've been successful, I've worked 20 years with a major woman organization.
You sure have.
And I'm going to be honest, women have trained me on how to treat women.
Yes.
And that was the best training I could ever wish for and have, that they were patient in giving me that knowledge.
Right.
Because it helps me in being able to work with
Right.
and raise a daughter that's well adjusted,
Yes.
that has no daddy issues.
Yes.
And knows what she wants and
Got
goes
that
after
right.
what she wants to, and then producing a grandson that I'm proud of, 8 years old. He's doing the thing, and I'm
He is
loving
so
it.
cute.
So that's what you do. So guys, if you really want to know how to get it right,
Right.
listen to what women are saying and what they're not saying, and get them, and for what they're not saying, be able to have an open communication to where they'll trust you enough to talk about what they're not saying. I just tell everybody that inside of a young lady, there's that little girl tucked away.
She sure
And during the
is.
situations that
sure
they've
is.
gone through, they learn how to hide that little girl further in there.
Yes.
But if you become blessed to see that little girl pop out of that young lady,
Right.
then she's telling you she trusts you.
Right.
And so do not take that for granted
To
when you
keep
finally see that little girl.
safe. Yeah, keep
Yes,
that
that's what
little
it
girl
is.
safe.
And until
every
then,
woman wants to be safe.
Yes.
Every real woman. That's it.
Yeah.
Because a real woman can get her own.
yes, that's true.
But we want to be safe in your arms. Our hearts is safe. Our desire are safe. Our dreams, our goals, our purposes are safe.
Yeah.
And women, you have to listen as well. We have to listen and hear the hearts of these men. They need us the same
Yeah.
way we
Yes,
want
we
to
do.
be told, beautiful, I love you. They need that same thing. They definitely need to hear that they are strong. They can do anything. I don't care if you got fired, laid off. I don't care if you lost your job or you can't do this anymore. There's always a yes on the other side of somebody's no. You're going to be all right as long as you stay persistent. Keep God first. And if we yoke up together, there ain't a damn thing we can't do.
That's real.
You understand? And you
Yeah.
have to stand in that.
That's real. And you know what? A closed mouth don't get fed. I learned
You
that
got
one there
that.
because, like I said, women, here's one cue. If you see a guy that you think is fine, cute, whatever they call it nowadays,
Mm-hmm.
don't be embarrassed or ashamed or hesitant to go up there and let them know that you want to holler at them.
Wow.
And guys, you see this woman that look kind of fly, dude, take your chance. I mean, rejection is in everything, you
Wow.
know.
Yeah.
So just be willing to put yourself out there like that, because you don't know who's looking for somebody,
Yeah.
and they're thinking the same thing.
You're
Why isn't somebody coming to approach me? And all they're waiting
You're
for somebody
right.
to say is, hey, you know what I'm saying?
Say
I'm
hello.
looking.
Yeah.
And you never can tell what comes out of that. So, you know, all that playing against the wall, standing against the wall, dude, that's dead. That was dead. It's really dead now. And so as we go out on this last little minute, like we should say each and every week, man, I'd like to thank each and every one of our Facebook
Thank
friends,
you guys
family.
on Facebook
We
for
love you on
tuning
that
in.
one, and continue to tune us on. This is the Gospel Jazz Connection. So for Richard, thanks for calling in
Richard,
today. Lady
thank
D,
you,
we
brother.
look forward
I
to
love
seeing you
you.
each and every week. And for Miss M, you know what I'm saying? And like I said,
Lady
Makita,
D.
go. We got about 30. You got 30 seconds, Makita, to just go ahead and just.
Well, we just want to say tune in next week. We're live at 5 every week here Pacific time. It's called Gospel Jazz with Conversation, and we keep it real. We do our best to have grown folks talk. We keep it clean, but we keep it real in the same aspect. We want you to continue to grow spiritually, grow as men, grow as women. God bless you. We love you. Until we see you next time. Shalom.
And also, if you want some more of our shows, go to ktym.media and look us up there. And then we also have our television shows on 4 Point Media, LLC. That's FOURPOINT Media, MEDIA, LLC. And you can see all our television shows. So it's from me and from Makita and for the rest of us, like I say each and every week, put God first and everything else will follow it. I guarantee it. We out.